All right, Challen, we good to go? All right.
Am I wearing this too?
Actually, you don't need to. I do it by habit.
Okay.
And you can talk right here into the mic, so you're good to go. All right, inside the Pirate Radio studios here on a Good Friday special with Jake Garcia, East Carolina quarterback, joining us for the first time in studio and first time I've been able to talk to Jake. So, Jake, we appreciate you coming down here. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I'm doing really good, man. It's an exciting time right now with spring ball going on, and yeah, it's just a really exciting time.
So, what's this Friday like for you? What did you have to do football wise, and what are you doing the rest of the day?
Right. So, today we had a walkthrough this morning. Went and got that. It was just kind of like a walkthrough, run through type deal. Take care of our bodies, and then tomorrow we have a scrimmage. So that'll be a lot of fun. Put the ball down and play football. So, today just going through it, mentally preparing, and making sure that my body's right and ready to go, and my mind's right and in the right place.
And I guess a lot of splitting reps going on at quarterback right now. You're getting yours, Caden Hauser, of course, Jeter coming back from last year. So how's all that going right now at the quarterback position?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. I feel like we've really came a long way so far as a quarterback room and developed. But there's obviously still a lot more to clean up and just be more detailed as we go on and just bring the group with us. So I think it's been going really, really well. It's something that we feed off of each other for.
As far as the relationship in the quarterback room, it's kind of tricky, right? You want to beat those guys, but at the same time they're your brothers. So how do you kind of handle that on the field, and I guess more so off the field when you guys are talking to each other?
Right. No, definitely. It's kind of a funny deal in college football, especially with the quarterback position, it being one player out there at a time. So it can definitely be a weird dynamic, but I feel like as a quarterback room, we're doing a really good job of handling that maturely and helping each other out when we need it and whatnot, and just learning from each other's mistakes and as well as each other's positives as well.
Who are some of the receivers, tight ends you're really connecting with right now? Who do you have a good connection with out there?
I like throwing the ball to Casey a lot, T-Sav, out there at the tight end position. Going to get some more depth there as well. And the receivers, man, I like throwing it to Ann a lot, Anthony Smith. Like throwing. Honestly, I like throwing the ball to the open guy. I like throwing the ball to the open guy in space. Jari's done a really good job. Mel's done a good job. There's been a handful of guys that have definitely taken it to the next level and are going to continue to do so.
And you started with a couple of tight ends there. That is a pretty stacked room for you guys. Something that could be you could really exploit the defense.
DeCirio and Shane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good to hear. Talking to Jake Garcia here in the Pirate Radio studios. Jake, ask Caden about this a little bit. Coming into a new team, the quarterback wants to have that voice and just be a de facto leader almost. But you got guys like Rajay. You've got guys that have been around on the offensive line a while. So how have you kind of fit in with the guys that returned from last season?
Yeah, I think it's all about pulling your 111th. I think as long as you pull your 111th, then the team will do just fine, and it's especially important on offense because, it takes everybody. It takes the whole 11 people, all 11 people to make a play work. And, on the defensive side of the ball, if somebody messes up their assignment, they can get away with it sometimes, right? But on the offensive side of the ball, you have to have that chemistry. You have to be locked in. And I think as far as leadership goes, I think when things need to be said, then the right person will step up and say something. And when nothing needs to be said, it's just all about encouraging and keeping the focus there.
I like the pull your 111th. Of all the football phrases I've heard, I haven't heard that one.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm going to add that one to the vernacular here. Talking to Jake Garcia today, Pirate quarterback here in the Pirate Radio studios. This offense, Jake, first of all, how much homework do you have to do to get in the playbook, know the terminology, know the plays, things like that? And how are you familiar with this style of offense or your previous stops?
Right. No, this offense reminds me similar to something that I would run in high school. Just kind of get the ball in space right now, and on each play, the quarterback has a ton of responsibilities. So you kind of just have to go through, make things simple for yourself and go through your checklist. And it's all about really just getting the ball in space and going where they're not, right? So being able to hand the ball off into a good run box, be able to kick the ball out there when the box is packed, and really just finding one-on-ones on the field as well. So definitely had to do a lot of homework going into it, and we've done a good job preparing. The staff has done a really good job preparing us as well. But there's a lot on the quarterback's plate for sure. So, but it's all familiar stuff for me.
Yeah, I feel like a couple of years ago when Holton Ahlers was the quarterback, we had some explosive games, explosive plays, and he was just so good at the pre-snap stuff. Right. We might have lagged a little bit of that last year with some inexperienced quarterbacks playing for the first time. So, how important is it before you even snap the ball to read what's going on and to make sure everybody knows everybody's on the same page there?
Right. There's definitely different things going on with different offenses, I would say. So where the emphasis is on, and we want to go fast. We want to push the tempo, and sometimes it's okay with being you have to be okay with living in that gray area, as Coach says. And that's kind of, you're snapping the ball when guys aren't set.
Yeah.
Right? So you may not have a definitive read on that, and you're just kind of reading the area, or different things like that. So, but there is a lot pre-snap as far as reading the box or reading safeties that goes into it as well. But it's definitely not as much as I've had before, but pre-snap always helps you out with an idea going into the play, like where the ball should go to. So definitely try to get that down and make sure I'm doing that each and every play.
So the weapon for this offense is the speed part of it. Catching the defense on their heels, and I heard Dustin Hall say the conditioning and getting to the line and that stuff has been a challenge, but the guys are getting used to it. But it sounds like John David Baker came out introductory press conference said we're going to go fast. We're going to blazing speed. Yeah. Sounds like you guys are doing that.
Yeah, yes sir. We have to keep getting better at it for sure. I think it's a transition for everybody. So just keep working on pushing that tempo and getting guys set. And you're looking at the signal, right? You get a play, you hand the ball off, or you throw the ball out there, and it's a gain of let's say a gain of 12, right? You're running up to the ball, and you're looking at the signal. As soon as that ball is dead, you look at the signal, and they're already signaling the play as the ball is still in play, right? So you're on to the next play, and I think it's good for short-term memory for sure.
Yeah.
As far as going out there and whatever happened on the last play, good or bad, you're going to have a new responsibility, so you just kind of have to focus up, and you're going to get that next play coming at you right away. So, if it's tough on the offensive line, imagine how tough it is going to be for defenses and going through the week. And they only have a couple days to prepare for us. So, conditioning wise, it's going to be something that it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have explosives for sure.
Yeah, Jake Garcia joining us, and Jake, you talk about the speed of this offense and wanting to go, and everybody trying to get on the same page with that. How important, I guess, is this summer? Is that more weight training? Is that conditioning? And for a quarterback, once you're out of spring football, what's that gap like between now and fall camp?
Right now, definitely getting in the playbook for sure. Mm-hmm. Just staying consistently on that, and I think really figuring out the ins and outs, and going back and doing your self scouting as far as spring ball goes.
Yeah.
Looking at spring ball and doing some self scouting on yourself and what you could have done better. But then also as a whole, just kind of getting the offense together and getting really into depth on the details of things, because the details make all the difference. So. Really just focusing on that, and obviously the weight room piece, the conditioning piece. Conditioning is going to be a big one throughout the summer as well, and as things start to get hotter around here.
Oh man!
So I haven't experienced that yet. Not the Carolina heat. So looking forward to it, but. This summertime is it's an awesome time too.
Oh, you've been to some warm areas, I guess. So down in South Beach, West Coast.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's talk about your travels. Tell us about your background and where you've been.
So I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. Played ball out there up until my junior year of high school. Then COVID hit, so I was like, I want a senior season. I'm gonna end up California shut down completely, and I ended up going out to South Georgia to play out there for my senior year of high school. Got ruled eligible, played in the game, That was the first game against Warner Robins, and got told that I was ineligible after that. So only got to play in one game over there, and then it was a full house move at that point to go up to. And I asked Coach, I'm like, Coach, what would you do? And he's like, man, I would go.
Yeah.
And ended up going up to Grayson, finishing at Grayson, up right outside of Atlanta, won a state championship, and then head over to Miami. Was over there for 2 years, got to start in one game, and then tore my ankle up in the second quarter, finished out the game. Threw my first 2 touchdown passes to 2 of my roommates, and it was a good feeling.
Man.
Couldn't walk after the game. The next day, couldn't walk. And then, ended up doing another year over there. And then went over to Missouri last year, and we made it over to the Cotton Bowl. Just got the ring in,
Nice.
and here and looking for an opportunity to build a relationship with this team and to turn this thing around.
Yeah, I'm sure you had some offers. So why East Carolina? Why jump from the portal to ECU? What attracted you here?
I really think that it's familiarity. I feel like people go with what they're familiar with, and I've known Coach JDB from my freshman year of high school, sophomore year of high school, when he was over at USC. So, and it's an offense that I feel comfortable in. So, it's an offense that I think that I would really thrive in. And I felt that as we've gone through spring ball. So, you look at the games, and the record doesn't reflect what happened in the games, and we were close quite a few times. So, I just think that we got to finish and get over the hump.
Yeah.
And I think we could turn things around. I know that for a fact. So,
look, we said it last year. Even a decent offense, the Pirates are probably bowling last year because the defense was fantastic. You get to see it every day. How are those battles going, inter squad with offense, defense?
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We go out there every day, and that defense does some funny stuff. They do some funny stuff. They're running all over the place, man, and but they're a solid defense, and they make us better, and we make them better, and iron sharpens iron. So we go out every day, and I try to connect with the defensive guys as well. Try to talk to that side of the ball.
Yeah.
And, just ask them after practice, like, hey, what'd you think on this, or why'd you get over there? Did you see my eyes, or how are my eyes on this, or different things like that, and just try to get tips from them as well, and let them into my world as well.
Right.
And I let them into they let me into their world. So we kind of get feed off of each other in that way, and I just think that really iron sharpens iron. So
that's great. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. Who are I don't know, who are you got roommates on the team, or who's in your crew off the field?
Yeah, I don't have any roommates. But no, I think the offense is pretty tight. So, we all hang out, and I think as a team, and the summertime is also a bonding time for that as well.
Yeah,
for sure. But I think we're really connected as a team. So, and connected teams win. So I'm excited for this, man.
Yeah, I want to say, and the people are always watching you, Jake. That goes for everybody out there. But somebody, I think it was at a baseball game or something, and said they saw you and some guys throwing maybe on your own time. So how important is that, connecting with the guys, not just when Coach Houston's got you at practice, but kind of away from practice?
Right. No, it's big. If you're just doing the minimum of hanging out when it's time to go to practice, or hanging out when it's time to go to meetings, like it's not cutting it. That's it's gonna build a bond, right? But it's not a deeper bond to where now as a quarterback, if I'm telling somebody something, they know that I'm coming from a genuine place. They know that I care about them as a person, as an individual first, and then the football comes after. And I think that's really important. And little things like telling somebody that they've been doing a good job, or little things like that go a long way. So I think really just away from the field, away from the mandatory stuff is important as well.
Jake, who are your favorite quarterbacks to watch, past or present? Who are some guys maybe that you try to take some tips from, but also just like being entertained watching them? Who are those names?
I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna go with obviously Patrick Mahomes. Brady's in there. Entertainment, I'm gonna go Johnny Manziel. Or
Johnny football.
Trayvon Boykin. Back in the day.
Is that TCU?
Yep. Those guys are fun. They're Matt Corral.
Oh man, loved him at Ole Miss.
Yeah. So I played with Matt. I backed Matt up my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
So
he was the guy I wanted Washington to draft instead of Sam Howell, and it hadn't worked out for him with injuries. But I was a big fan of his.
Yep. And but he was in this system. So a lot of the stuff that we see on tape is with Matt. And I mean, I try to emulate some of that stuff that he does and take things and learn from it.
So you've known JDB, you said, but so you've gone back and kind of watched some of these Ole Miss offenses and things like that.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Smart.
And I've watched Ole Miss over the past couple of years, and I've always kind of just been in awe about how their style of play is,
right?
And how they push the tempo. When somebody gets tackled, and they're popping up right away, and they're running the ball to the middle of the field, and ready for the next play. And that's something that over the past couple of years I've been looking at and just kind of watching, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch when everybody's bodying like that.
Talking to Jake Garcia in the Pirate Radio studios. Jake, as you can tell, I enjoy food. You've been to some good food spots, I guess, in your life with California and down at Miami, and now here at Eastern North Carolina. Have you tried like the barbecue and the stuff we offer here?
So I haven't. As far as barbecue goes, I know Mission Barbecue is a big one. We had Mission Barbecue down in Miami.
Okay.
So I've had that quite a bit. I was supposed to go to Parker's.
Yeah.
Didn't make it out there.
Classic spot.
Didn't make it out there yet. That was when I first got here. Give me some other barbecue spots.
Sam Jones.
Okay.
That's a good one. Parker's.
I think I've been there.
Yeah.
Oh man, there was one place that we went to. It was me, Winston, and Caden, and we went right after like a Saturday after we threw, and this was before spring ball started, and they were closed, but like they were only like doing catering at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it.
I wonder if it's bees or
no.
Yeah.
It was like 3 words all in one word.
Huh. I don't know.
All put together.
I'll have to think about that one.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Either way, so what did you enjoy in Miami? What was the delicacy down there?
I like chicken. I like chicken. I'm Mexican, so I like Mexican food. It was kind of hard to come by down in Miami, but the Cuban food is good as well.
Okay.
What else, man? What else? I love barbecue, though. I do love barbecue. Being out in Missouri for a year, St. Louis and whatnot,
St. Louis
was really good.
Yeah, you've been to some good spots, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Which that is, I mentioned this earlier, but that's like one part of being an athlete is you get to kind of see the world, or in this case, see the country. So
right.
A lot of different spots. You need to get down to the beach when you can.
I haven't been able to.
That.
Yeah, I haven't been able to.
We hadn't had great weather for you yet.
Right.
But that's a short trip down the road, so hopefully you can take advantage of everything we got to offer around here.
Yeah, for sure, man.
In North Carolina. Talking to Jake Garcia today. Jake, you watching the NCAA tournament at all? You keep up with that?
I haven't really honestly had time to keep up with it, but it'll pop on every now and then, and I'll definitely stop and stay for a few minutes and watch and peek my head in on what's going on. So, yeah. You've
been got football and school, obviously, as well. What's your major?
Yep. Oh, man, that's not a good question right now. So my major was psychology with a minor in business was my major, and then that was prior. I transferred, and when I got here, my credits, I had about 105 to 110 credits, need 120 to graduate, and it was right there, and my credits didn't all carry over, so they ended up switching it to communications.
Okay.
So my major is now communications, and I got set back a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's about getting a degree and playing ball. So sometimes, I mean, you pay a price with it, but I mean, I want to play ball.
And you're a good communicator, so you should do pretty well in that field. I went through that at East Carolina, and I really enjoyed it. I found myself, taking the electives and doing that stuff. and my parents will tell you, I probably stayed in school a little too long. But once I got to my major classes, I knocked those out quick and enjoyed it. So enjoyed that part of it. Talking to Jay Garcia today. Well, Jake, what are your expectations for the scrimmage on Saturday? I know you guys will be splitting reps. So I don't know. What do you want to see from yourself in this offense?
For myself, I just want to be decisive. I want to play clean. I want to play clean football. Be decisive. Have an idea with where I'm going on every play, and just really find that comfort. Really settle in and find that comfort. As an offense, man, I just want to be explosive. I want to be explosive, and it doesn't really matter how the ball gets in the end zone, but we're going to get the ball in the end zone. So whether it's a little 5-yard throw or you throw the ball at the line of scrimmage, you hand the ball off, you run it in. I mean, the ball's got to get in the end zone. So that's the expectation, and that will always be the expectation. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see what our defense has going on too.
I'm very excited about the defensive side of the ball and the unknowns on this offense with all the work you guys are putting in. Can't wait to see it on the field. Did you opt into the college football game?
Yes, sir.
All right. How pumped are you to, be on the game and be able to throw balls with Garcia on college football?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We have to get this offense to be really explosive and get the ball in the end zone, man, so that everybody's overall goes up.
What's your speed rating going to be? Too low?
If they saw the start at Miami that I had, I hurt my ankle pulling the ball in his own read, and I don't run like that. Like, that's not what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking to push the ball down the field, or hand the ball off, or do whatever, but at the end of the day, when the ball's in my hand, like I'm gonna go fight for it, and I'll put my body on the line. But I got caught I pulled the ball and I ran for 50 and got caught on like the 4-yard line.
Man,
I started looking backwards because I'm like, oh man, these guys are gonna get me. I should have just went. I would have been in. But my speed overall, just.
Can we get in the 70s at least?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can work with that.
Sure. All right. We'll see.
High 70s. Let's go high 70s.
We'll see.
And you mentioned Mahomes earlier, and for everything he does with his arm and the magical plays, he kills defenses on 3rd and 7 and gets 8 yards. Yeah. I guess you got to have that in the arsenal, right?
Right. Definitely. Yep.
Well, Jake, nice to meet you, man. Appreciate you coming down here, talking some football with us today. We wish you the best of luck. We'll talk to you out on the practice fields, but keep up the good work, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Jake Garcia. Guys, we are off today, so I'm going to head home. We're going to watch some hoops tonight. And, Chon, you're heading over to Clark LeClaire Stadium, right? And we'll be out at the scrimmage tomorrow and get some interviews and audio for you. So we will have all that coming your way, and we'll be back Monday, 3 o'clock on Pirate Radio Live.